Welcome one and all. I love science. I may not be a witch, but here I am. I'm the Science Witch, and this Friday, I hope I'm going to be able to upload this on Friday. This week's video is a controversy and opinion video, as I just did my headcanon video for Soriel. I think I posted on Tuesday. So hopefully this one's going to be going up on Friday, but if it doesn't, oh well, it'll be up on Saturday, hopefully. But today I'm going to talk about the difference between fiction and reality when it comes to being in fandoms. Now, this is something I see a lot about, especially on Tumblr. People getting angry at other people for shipping certain things or liking certain aspects of a character that are not necessarily good in society. For example, my favorite character in Gravity Falls is Bill Cipher. I love my demon triangle child, but he's malicious, sadistic, evil, insane. Things that normally, when displayed in this kind of society, is frowned upon and could get you in some serious trouble, and it's just not a good thing. But just because I love a certain character doesn't make it any more right. Let's see. Oh, okay, so here we go. The purple guy from the Five Nights at Freddy's fandom. I love people's adaptations of the purple guy. They're really interesting, and a lot of them are really creative, and there's a lot of interesting backstories and how the characters tie in and everything. But there's still the fact that the purple guy murdered tons of innocent children. And I see a lot of people getting yelled at for drawing the purple guy in certain scenarios because, oh, that's child murder. And it's like, they're trying to claim that because you've drawn this scenario or just because you like this certain character that you're condoning the kind of thing that this character does. Fiction is not reality. Something in a fictional universe does not reflect on reality. And I feel like a lot of people don't really, or I can't say a lot of people, I feel like there are a good amount of people who don't believe that or don't understand it or just have their different views on it. But I believe fiction and reality are 100% different. And someone's views in fiction, someone's views on something that is fiction does not reflect their views on this thing in reality. And you never know the reasons why people do these kinds of things. I really don't want to bring anything into this, in case of triggers or accidentally overstepping my boundaries. But I know there are people who are survivors of certain scenarios, and they sort of have the scenarios in fiction and use those things to kind of cope. I do not know much about this, and I'm probably going to do some research. Why are my animals so noisy? I want to learn more about it because I want to understand it. I don't want to necessarily understand it in a way where I know what it feels like, because I don't. But I want to understand the thought process behind it, because it's an interesting thing for me, but that's not what this video is about. The fact that there are so many people out there who are basically go out of their way to call out people for drawing a certain thing, writing a certain thing in a fan fiction. Say someone writes a fan fiction, a graphic fan fiction with graphic depictions of non-consensual, of non-con, dubious consent, or rape. rape and violence, but people do write about those kinds of things. And I, for one, have never read any, because that's not my preference for fan fiction and everything. But just because these people write a story about these kinds of things does not make them, or does not symbolize them condoning it. These characters that they're writing about are purely fictional. They exist in their own fictional universe. That's why we have alternate universes. But they exist in their own separate planes, their own fandom. They're completely separate. People refuse to acknowledge the fact that they're fake. That ships are fake. And yes, you heard me correctly. Ships are fake. They are fictional. They are what can draw in a viewer or a reader or other kinds of media, but it's what draws them in to something, but that doesn't change the fact that in reality, in this plane, which we are in right now while you watching this video, me recording it, it doesn't exist. It's not something that actually happened. So, for example, again, the purple guy, the murder of the children. People saying you condone the murder of children. That murder never happened. It never happened. It doesn't exist. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza does not exist. It's a play off Chuck E. Cheese, and as far as I know, there weren't any child murders at Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, they would have been shut down long time ago if that was the case. But yet people still get on other people for writing this kind of stuff, coming up with backstories for these characters, coming up with stories of them haunting the pizzeria as the animatronics, but as ghosts now. These people are what makes certain fandoms toxic. Because one little slip up, one thing they don't agree with, they will attack someone. They're like wolves. And it's, like wolves, terrifying. Seeing how people can lash out at another person for writing about something that isn't even real. 50 Shades of Grey. I mean, that was mostly, I think, BDSM and stuff like that. But it's not something that actually happened. As far as I know, 50 Shades of Grey was a Twilight fanfiction. At least, I mean, I could be wrong on that. That is just something I've heard multiple times. But people still enjoy that, but some people don't. The point is, we need to accept each other's differences. People are not going to like a certain thing, and some people do. The people who don't like that certain thing they do not have the authority to tell you what you can and cannot enjoy. And what kind of things you can or cannot depict in fan fiction or fan art. They shouldn't make a difference in that kind of thing for you. So go on and create that content that you love. Write those fan fictions that may depict graphic violence, but that violence is not something that actually happened. Again, what this video was mainly about, there is a astronomical, I think that's the right word, there's a extreme difference between fiction and reality. Fiction is fiction because it didn't happen. Fiction is fiction because it was made up. Fiction is fiction even if the thing was based off the story of true events. characters written about are still not real. I know you can grow attached to characters, like I've talked about before. The Doctor and the Master are my fictional parents, basically, my space dads. Growing attached to that character should not make you feel guilty. You should not have to feel guilty for something that a character has done, and you still enjoy that character. Because that character does not reflect you. Your interest in this character does not reflect you. And I'm repeating myself a lot, because that's just what I do. I cannot say it enough. Fiction is not reality. Your characters, your favorite characters, are just that. They are characters. The events depicted, whether violent, just plain unacceptable, are unacceptable in this society. To be done by people in this reality that we are living in right now. But what happens in a fictional universe is in a fictional universe. And that's it. A character's actions do not reflect on you personally. What a character does not reflect on you. Liking a certain character, liking a certain villain, is not in any way an example of how you are as a person. I love the Master from Doctor Who, but you don't see me maliciously hurting my friends. You don't see me coming up with evil schemes or just wishing damnation on the entire planet. No, but I still love the Master as a character. Again, for like the 5th time, when it comes down to it, it doesn't reflect on me. And it doesn't reflect on you. So the next time someone gives you crap about liking a certain character or writing about a certain character in a certain way that is not accepted, just tell them fiction is not reality. And at least right now, because I am so set on this opinion, I cannot figure out any response to that. I can't find a response to fiction isn't reality, because it's a fact. I think that's it, guys. Fiction isn't reality, and don't let other people tell you that because of a certain character you enjoy may have done some bad things does not make you a bad person. Just remember that, alright? So, anyways, thank you guys so much for taking your time to watch this video. If you enjoyed what you saw, take a stab at that like button to let me know, and I hope to see each and every one of you sometime in the very near future. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Bye!